Inflation is often a forgotten element in planning for retirement. It can have a big impact on retirees who often live on a fixed income. While retirees no longer have to feed a family or save for a child's high-priced college education, they still have to cover food, housing costs, and medical bills. Joining me is John Becker with Exact Wealth in Centennial, Colorado. John, how does inflation affect retirement savings?
Scott, that's a great question. Inflation is only one of the factors that we would generally discuss. I guess the good news is inflation has come down a little bit. I think it's hovering at 5% versus 6%. But overall, you go to the supermarket and people are getting gouged for basic stuff like vegetables. You notice like bags of potato chips are the same size, but when you open it up, there's half the amount of food in it. It's a challenge. When you're on a fixed budget and we're dealing with the rising costs of basic household goods to survive, you're also dealing with a lot of seniors don't know that they're going to pay $165 now for Part B for Medicare. So they were counting on their Social Security income. They didn't know this, right? So now they're missing Social Security income. You're battling higher costs for gasoline, for groceries, for basically everything. It's going to force people to really question how are they going to spend their money, what are they going to spend their money on, and what happens to middle America. I was just having a conversation with an associate where someone making $50,000 today, that might have been great 3 years ago, or might have seemed like a lot of money. It's not. I mean, it's almost like someone's making 40 grand in salary today. So it's affecting people in ways that I think as long as we have educated conversations with clients, make them feel comfortable with where they're currently at, with their savings, with their projections for their retirement planning, et cetera, that we can at least get ahead of the curve and know that we are starting to see a little bit of relief with inflation coming down.
Now, what strategies can investors use to offset the effects of inflation?
So with any type of portfolio or any type of strategy, I believe there should be multiple buckets of money. That's the first thing, right? You should always have your emergency money, savings. I would say have anywhere between 3 to 6 months of expenses saved up for the what if, right? The worst thing you want to do is not have any emergency money and then charge your credit card, which by the way, that would be a massive mistake today because the high interest rates that they're charging. When it comes to income is the biggest question for most retirees. Where's my money coming from? Is it going to come every month? How much am I going to get, right? So one strategy you could consider to employ would be utilizing index annuities. And a lot of them have index, income riders, and they will give you a couple options. You can take a level income stream, which would typically give you maybe a little higher income, but there's also an inflation adjusted option and there's an index option. So in today's environment, it might not be wise to take a level income pay, because let's just say it's $5,000 or $10,000 for the rest of your life every year. And let's say an inflation option is maybe $9,000 a year. Well, knowing that inflation continues, right now it's going up, it's going down, it's hovering, your income could surpass the level amount. I would recommend the index option. We all know we're kind of at the bottom of the market. So what does that mean? It's a window of opportunity. So a lot of these indexing strategies have really high participation rates today. For example, some do up to 130, 140% participation. So if it returns 10, you would get 13% locked into your account. So there's some options that you can select where you would take an index earning option, which would increase your payment, and then it locks in every year once you see growth. Just a couple things to consider.
That's John Becker in Centennial, Colorado, and this is Retirement News Online. Thanks for watching.